All right, so contestants, you are warmly welcome to the grand finale 2021 Greater Accra Regional Championship of the Brain Battle Quiz National STEM Championship. So you are all champions. You have won a contest and you are here as a result of being a winner of your prelim. This is a battle to select one champion out of the champions to represent the region. And as we said earlier, a win by any school is a win for Greater Accra. And that will mean that school will carry the hopes and aspirations of the entire Greater Accra schools and will go into a contest with schools from Ashanti region, Eastern region, Bono East, Bono region, Ahafo region, Northeast, Northern region, Upper West, Upper East, Oti region, then Western North, so, and Volta region. A total of 15 other regions. So that will mean that whoever is going to represent the region is representing all of us and all of you, and we would all put our support behind that school. There is an opportunity for the second school to also join as was done last year. All depends on our sponsorship drive. If God willing, our sponsors are faithful and they are able to support generously as they have promised, or we get other sponsors coming on, then the first and second position will represent the region as happened last 2 years. But for now, what we have on record is that the first position, or in the school that emerges winner, gets to represent the region. So we'll say good luck. Good luck to all contesting schools in this final battle. So once again, I welcome you. We will give you copies of these sheets. Don't turn them over until you are told to do so. Once you have them, your teachers cannot interact with you anymore. So a copy has been given to all your teachers. Don't turn over your sheet until you are told to do so. We are going to have 3 rounds of keenly contested battle. We'd like to hear from Angela first. We test our mics, and this is how we test our mics. Tell us how, before the contest, when you were leaving your school or when you were preparing and coming, what were some of your anxieties? In other words, were you worried about some schools you'll be meeting and how you'll be faring? Any particular thing that was on your mind before you came? And then secondly, you tell us what we should expect. Now that you are in the final, what we should expect from you. So that goes to all the contestants. So before you came here today, your run up to your preparations, what was on your mind, your worries, your anxieties, and now that you have made it to the final, what should we expect? Or what should your supporters or your viewers out there expect? Angela, we'll begin with you.
I think in the beginning we're a bit scared because this is like our first time joining the BBQ. But so far, I think it has been good, and then you should expect like the very best from us. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, let's clap for her. So, and her supporter or her assistant will also share his views briefly.
So in the beginning of the contest,
speak into the mic.
In the beginning of the contest, we were a bit anxious, but as we kept going, we became conversant with the whole competition, and we believe that we can win it.
I see. Let's clap for them and welcome them. Christ the King, your comments. And
at the beginning of this entire experience, we were very anxious and were quite unsure of how we would perform, but so far so good, and so we hope for the very best for our team.
I see. Let's give them a round of applause. And her assistant.
At the beginning, we were quite anxious, but now I think we can make it and we can win and take the trophy home.
All right. So welcome, Christ the King, and Saint Teresa contestants.
Well, I was a little bit nervous when I was coming here. All the schools, Catholic schools, they are very good schools, but I will be the first. Like, we'll come on top. Saint Teresa.
I see. And the assistant, and he will be assisted by.
At the beginning,
Bring the mic down.
At the beginning, we were very nervous and anxious, but God is with us, and we know that we'll succeed.
Okay, so let's welcome Saint Teresa. So, good luck and Godspeed. We'll have 3 rounds of contest in this battle. The first round is a science spectrum. We would do a short experiment as a hot lab, and then we would do the quick succession of science problems to end the round. The second round is a math wheel, solving math, using math in everyday life. The last round is the cocktail adrenaline round. We'll mix up different problems and we'll solve them in the order in which you desire. So the first part of the round, turn your sheets over. So the contest, the final regional battle is in session. So I'm reading, and make sure you have the same worksheet as I have. We're on the same page. Salts are prepared in the lab by various methods, which include a method called precipitation. This method is usually used to prepare salts that are insoluble in water. In chemistry, precipitation is a process whereby an insoluble salt is formed when the solutions of 2 different salts are mixed. The insoluble salt is then obtained by filtration from the resulting mixture. In this hot lab exercise, you will prepare an insoluble salt by the precipitation method and observe its physical properties. Good luck and Godspeed. So let's confirm if you have the following. I'll start with Saint Teresa. You have a clear solution in a test tube labeled A. Press then solution B is not in a test tube, it's in a small beaker, about 50 ml. Solution B, labeled B. Do you have that? And then you have an empty test tube. Check, make sure. Then you have a funnel. And you have a filter paper. Okay, Christ the King. Check if you have the following. You have a test tube containing a clear solution labeled A.
Please, we do have it, but it is labeled B.
So, I think we have to, because to make the, kindly make the correction, else they would so that means one school had 2 A's and one had 2 B's. So the test tube, please, so that, please, the test tube is labeled what? Please hold on. What is the label on the test tube with the liquid? Okay. The empty test tube is C. Yes, All right. So, Saint Teresa, your clear solution is in the test tube labeled what? A. And the empty test tube is labeled C. Okay. Angela, let's do that with you. You have an empty test tube labeled A. Sorry, you have a test tube with a clear solution labeled A. or then it means the same correction. So Christ the King, you have a test tube with a clear solution labeled A. Then you have a beaker. So instead of the point 2 here, you should have had a solution B in the test tube, but you have it in a beaker, a small beaker with a clear solution labeled B. And then you have a funnel, a filter paper. Now, St. Teresa, you have a pair of gloves. Okay, they are here. So, a pair of gloves for the contestant who will handle the chemical. So, only one contestant will handle the chemical, the other will help make the observation. So, a pair of gloves should be enough. So, you have the pair of gloves now. St. Teresa, you have a pair of gloves. St. Teresa, you have a pair of gloves. Great. Christ the King, you have a pair of gloves. Angela, you have test tube with a clear solution labeled A. Then a beaker, 50 ml beaker with a clear solution labeled B. Then you have an empty test tube C. You have a funnel. You have a filter paper. And then you have a pair of gloves for the one who will handle the reaction. Great. The empty test, then you have an empty beaker. All of you have an empty beaker. Yes. Just in case your solution, when you perform the reaction and it's too much, you can pour over there before you do the filtration. It's up to you. You may use it or not. Choose to use it or not. Okay? Okay, so contestants, we are setting the clock for 5 minutes. Start work. Please know, put on your lab coats in case you make a mistake and stain yourselves. Please, we are stopping the time. Put on the lab coats before we start the time. And button them. We don't want you to leave with a permanent stain in your, just if by accident. Button them and turn the color down. If your lab coat is uncomfortable, it's too small, let's know so that we bring one up. But if you are okay, as long as it's covering your school uniform, that should be okay. And as long as you can button it. You can't button it. So, Michael, are you sure you can't button it? Because it's supposed to just be buttoned. It's not supposed to be loose fitting or tight. It doesn't matter. So it's okay. All right. So we are setting the clock for 5 minutes. If you are the one handling the chemical, you wear the gloves. And then the other contestant makes your observations, records observations. Start. Okay, wear the gloves. We give you a minute to do that. Then you start work. I just want to see you have it so that we don't deduct that. So you can put the bottled water down. If it will obstruct your activities, you can put it down for now. Okay, so we are all set. 5 minutes, counting down. Start. St. Teresa, we are waiting for you. Are you okay? You're having a difficulty wearing the glove. Pause. Let's be on the same level, then we can start. You're ready? Okay. We'll give you some. Help him. Maybe he has he has turned the thumb is going to where. All right. He's gotten it now. So the clock is set for 5 minutes. Counting down from now. Start work. Bring the filtration from each school for observation. No, bring this alone. You mix them up. I want only the first one, the one you pick. No, pick the whole test tube rack. One, just that. All right. So they did the exercise very well. They made the right observations. The difference between them, once again, is interpretation of the observations. So Angela, let me give you their seat, Angela. So Angela was unable to tell us the chemical formula of the salt that was formed. So a teacher will be wondering, why do we expect these children to be able to tell us the chemical formula of the salt? It's simple. We are not examining them on anything beyond them. We gave them a reaction. The reaction was potassium iodide with a subscript AQ. And in science, we are supposed to teach our children, when they write a chemical formula, they put the state. AQ means aqueous. And the students are taught in JHS that when something is aqueous, it means it's dissolved. Then plus PbNO3 to aqueous. Once again, aqueous means that is dissolved. To produce, so they combine two clear solutions containing these two, potassium iodide and lead nitrate, aqueous. But when they added them, something happened. A new salt formed. The ions were exchanged. So we have written for them the product, PbI2, solid. We put a small s, solid. And then KNO3, aqueous. So meaning that the products that are formed, potassium nitrate is aqueous. So it's dissolved. But the one that we put solid, JSS, when we put S, the student is supposed to be taught that means the substance exists in the solid state. So we just want them to do deductive reasoning and deduce that if the reaction given to us, the only thing with solid is the lead iodide, then it means the yellow solid that we are filtering, that is the lead iodide. So teachers, we are not going outside our classroom. We are still in the class. What is taught at JHS? So this is physical state of substances. So Angela couldn't identify the compound that precipitated using the deductive reasoning that we just explained. And they couldn't give an example, the right example. The example they were giving for, we asked them for an example of anything that can be separated using this method of separation. But they gave us a general something which is not specific. They are saying it's used in precipitation of salt. No, we don't use filtration in precipitation of salt. We use filtration in separating the precipitate, okay, from the precipitate from salt, the precipitated salt from a reaction as you observe. But filtration is around us, even at home. So you could have mentioned it's used for sieving palm oil from the fiber. It's used for sieving the vegetable fiber from the juice, etc. Okay, or filtration of sand from water, mud from water, etc. So they had 6 out of 10. Let's clap for them. And then additionally, they had 2 marks for an excellent filtration. They were able to fold their filter paper right, and they were able to filter right. So 6 out of 10 for the exercise, and plus 2 for the right filtration. Let's clap for them. Christ the King. So Christ the King, on the other hand, also, so they did the filtration. The only thing, they gave the right example, the only thing they couldn't do was to identify the chemical that was filtered. So they stated lead iodide and potassium nitrate. You can't have the two as your filtrate. So that answer will not be accepted. And so in all, they made 8 out of 10 plus 2. Let's clap for them. Now, St. Teresa, on the other hand, went beyond all the others and were able to tell us that the yellow PPT corresponds to lead 2 iodide. That's PBI2. So we give that to them. Let's give them more a round of applause. So they had 10 out of 10 plus 2. So we wanted IUPAC name, but we said no. Here, even if you can identify the compound, that alone means you are in tune with the time. So contestants, we are in the second half of the round. We will allow you 30 seconds for questions that involve calculation, 15 seconds for questions that do not. Teachers and record keepers, a maximum of 5 points for all answers that are given on the first attempt. So contestants, you can take off the lab coat and take off the gloves so that you feel free.
Hello, is this Atlas? I need a car for my Texas Expressman trip.
I need a car for my business trip to Nabongo.
Can I book a car to prepare my family to the airport?
The winner, ladies and gentlemen, Atlas
So you have 4 points if you give an answer after one other school had attempted and failed, and 3 if you give an answer after 2 other schools have made attempts and failed. So we have 30 seconds for calculations, 15 seconds for explanations, 10 seconds for short answers. 10 seconds for short answers. Good luck and Godspeed to all the schools. Our first statement, physics calculation. A young man weighing 100 kilograms attempts some push-up activities in a bid to lose some weight. If he must exert about half of his body weight to lift himself up during each single push-up, and the area of his palms on the ground, together with that of his feet touching the ground, the total surface area is 2 meters squared. Calculate the pressure he exerts on the floor. You have 30 seconds. Angela.
250 Pascal.
That is incorrect. 200 and... No, come again.
250 Pascal.
250 Pascal is correct for 5 points. The next statement. Biology short answer. In photosynthesis, plants combine carbon dioxide and water in the presence of light to produce glucose. How do plants manufacture protein, such as the protein in beans? So time up. So plants absorb nitrogen compounds from the soil and add it to the glucose to convert that to protein. Biology short answer. Several chemical reactions occur in the cells and tissues of living organisms, which helps them to stay alive. Examples of such reactions include photosynthesis, respiration, and protein synthesis. What name do we give to the sum total of all chemical reactions in cells and tissues of living organisms? Saint Teresa.
Systems.
That is incorrect. Christ the King.
Assimilation.
That is incorrect. So we call the sum total of all reactions that happen in cells and tissues metabolism. So note that. Biology calculation. The energy obtained from the respiration of glucose in cells and tissues is stored in a molecule called adenosine triphosphate, ATP. If one ATP molecule contains about 7,300 calories of energy, how much energy will 38 ATP molecules contain? How much energy will 38 ATP molecules contain? 30 seconds. Angela, speak up.
277,400.
And that is correct for 5 points. So 277,400 calories. Please speak up when you are delivering your answer so everybody can hear. The next statement. Biology explanation. The cacti plant is a desert plant with shallow roots that cannot penetrate the soil below an average depth of 10 centimeters. Yet, it's able to still obtain sufficient water for survival. How does it achieve this? Christ the King.
It has modified its leaves in order to absorb water.
That is incorrect. Press your bell, let me hear. Yes, we heard that first.
It has thick bark, which prevents evaporation of water. So it's
No. You didn't hear the preamble. So, Angela.
The cactus has a thick waxy coat that prevents the rate of water loss, and also has its leaves manufactured into spindles, which help reduce the rate of water loss.
All you are saying are right, but you are not listening to the question. The question said, explain how it's able. We explained something. It does something. We've explained it to you. It has shallow roots. It's only 10 centimeters down, but it's able to absorb water. So we're asking you to explain how it's able to do that. How does something that doesn't go deep into the soil manage to still absorb so much? The question is not about how it conserves water. So you are giving answers for water conservation. So it's very simple. It has, and you should keep this with you, its roots can spread over wide areas, over 2 meters. Hence, it's able to access water from a wide area. So whilst it doesn't go deep, it can spread. 2 meters is very long. So the roots are horizontal, they don't go down. So it's able to tap water from different areas in the soil. Not deep down, but surface water. So take note of that. The next statement. Biology short answer. 10 seconds. Dracunculiasis is a parasitic infection caused by a parasite called the guinea worm. A person can become infected with this disease when they drink contaminated water. What is the name of the vector of the guinea worm? Christ the King. Oh, who pressed the bell? Press your bell. Angela, press your bell again before. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the light. Okay.
Dracunculus medinensis.
We said the vector. No, you have only one attempt. So time out. The vector is the water flea, also called cyclops. The water flea. The next statement. Chemistry reaction. One of the ways of manufacturing carbon dioxide in the lab is to dissolve a carbonate in an acid. In an attempt to manufacture carbon dioxide gas in the lab, a student dissolved magnesium carbonate in excess hydrochloric acid. Write a balanced chemical equation, reaction equation for the process. Angela.
MgCO3 plus 2HCl producing MgCl2 plus H2O plus CO2.
That is correct for 5 points. The next statement. Chemistry short answer. Gypsum and cement all contain one very important industrial chemical. State the IUPAC name of this chemical if its formula is CaSO4. Christ the King.
Its chemical name is calcium tetraozosulfate 6.
Calcium tetraozosulfate
6.
That is correct for 5 points. Chemistry short answer. Metals are known to be chemistry explanation. Metals are known to be very good conductors of heat and electricity. What accounts for this property? Metals are very good conductors of heat and electricity. What accounts for this property? Saint Teresa.
They have free moving electrons.
Free moving electrons. That is correct. Free moving electrons. The next statement. Biology explanation. Global warming is the general increase of temperatures of the Earth's atmosphere caused by greenhouse gases. Explain how combustion of fossil fuels contribute to global warming. Christ the King.
The combustion of fossil fuels leads to the increase in global warming because the fossil fuels during combustion produce carbon dioxide, which make a gaseous layer over the surface.
That is correct for 5 points. So fossil fuels are hydrocarbons. So when they are combusted, they produce carbon dioxide and water vapor. And the carbon dioxide saturates the atmosphere. Biology. The biology explanation. The heart is made up of a muscular wall called cardiac muscle. The left side of the heart is usually thicker than the right side. What accounts for this? Angela.
The left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood from the heart to all parts of the body through the artery. Therefore, it needs a thicker wall to enable this to happen.
Why will it need a thicker? Why not the right side?
Because the oxygenated blood needs to be pumped to upper body under high pressure. Therefore, the left part of the heart needs to have a thicker total to enable.
Under high pressure, we'll give that to you for 5 points. The next and the last statement this round will allow. Physics short answer. Blood cells are separated from plasma in the lab by spinning a sample of the blood in a tube with a device which eventually causes the relatively heavy blood cells to settle below the plasma in the tube. What is the major force employed by the device used for separating blood cells from plasma? Saint Teresa.
Cohesion and radiation.
That is incorrect.
Adhesion.
That is incorrect. So time up. So this is, if I pose the question differently, you give the answer because we are used to memorizing things. What's the name of the device that's used for separating blood cells from plasma? The device that spins the blood. What's the name? So I think, okay, so in this case, you didn't know the name. If you knew it, you'll figure it out. It's a centrifuge. So if you knew the name, you'll know the force will be centrifugal force. With that, we come to the end of the first half. Let's give up a round of applause to the contestants. So a point that will make, so for example, someone will wonder why we are asking them about a centrifuge, because JS said they don't use centrifuge, but they learn about forces, and then the teacher is supposed to give them examples of forces, all the forces. They talk about centrifugal force, but they stop there. They are supposed to give them examples of centrifugal force being used in everyday life around us. So that is the problem we've seen across all the 16 regions. The children know textbook, but when it's applied to something around, they have the challenges. And we are hopeful that gradually our learning will shift in that direction. So at the end of the first round, taking scores of the first round only, St. Teresa has 17 points. Christ the King, 20 points. Angela is in the lead with 28 points. So we are in the math wheel. We are setting the clock for 5 minutes. We will do some long calculations, short calculations. Teachers, contestants, note, -1 for all incorrect answers. 5 points if the answer is on the first attempt. 4 if it comes after one school had attempted and failed. And 3 points if 2 others attempt and fail before you answer. Good luck and Godspeed to you. The first statement. Yes, please, 60 seconds interaction and then also your substitution. So if a school wants to make substitution, we want the name. Saint Teresa would like to effect a change, bringing on Paumache to replace Kennedy Nunu. Let's give them a rousing round of applause. Well done to Pauma. Welcome, Kennedy. And then Christ the King is effecting a change. They are bringing on Reina Bebako to replace Ifwa Sego. So let's clap for Ifwa. She goes, well done, Ifwa. And then welcome to Reina. So substitutes, you are warmly welcome. We will get right to business. The first statement. The length of a rectangle is 4 times its width. If its area is equal to the area of a square with a length 60 meters, what is the perimeter of this rectangle? Time up is 300 meters. The next statement. Juliet read a book in 21 days. She read 16 pages every day for the first 15 days and 18 pages for the last 5 days. How many pages did she read in all? Angela.
330 pages.
That is correct for 5 points. The next statement. There are 4 more peacocks. There are 4 more peacocks than rabbits on a farm. There are 4 more peacocks than rabbits on the farm. The total number of legs of the peacocks and rabbits on the farm is 44. Total number of legs. How many peacocks and rabbits are in the farm? Angela.
So there are 20 rabbits and 24 peacocks.
There are 20
rabbits and 24 peacocks.
That is incorrect. Saint Teresa.
9 rabbits and 13 peacocks.
That is incorrect. Time up is we have 10 peacocks and 6 rabbits. I think you didn't hear that the 44 is just the legs. And the rabbits, the peacocks will have 2 pairs. The rabbits will have a pair. The rabbits have 2 pairs. The next statement. A tailor pays 5.25 Ghana cedis. 5.25 Ghana cedis for 0.2 yards of fabric. What is the cost for 6 yards of the same fabric? Christ the King.
1,575 Ghana cedis.
That is incorrect. The time is up. We'll verify the answer. What we have here is 157.50. So please pause, all of you. Let me verify something. How many CDs did you record? We saw something like this in one of the regions. How many CDs? Say in the mic. How many CDs did you hear?
5.25.
And how many yards per cost 5.25?
0.2 yards.
Okay, Christ the King.
The same.
The same.
Yes, please.
Angela, the same. Okay, we'll verify. Let's go on. The next statement. So for now, -1 for the incorrect answer. The next statement. Mr. Johnson sold his house at a loss of 20%. If the buyer paid 332,000 Ghana cedis for the house, what was the original cost of the house? No, we heard this bell first, Angela first. So when you press hold until you are called, give your answer.
265,600.
That is incorrect. Saint Teresa.
412 cedis, 50%.
Pardon?
412 cedis, 50%.
What?
412 cedis.
412 cedis.
50%.
50 pesos. That is incorrect. Okay, so we verified our answer holds. The answer was, the previous question was 157.50. So you probably missed the decimals. So this problem, the answer is 415,000 cedis. 415,000 cedis. The next statement. Find the circumference of a circle inscribed in a square with area 49 meters squared. A circle inscribed in a square with area 49 meters squared. Angela.
38.5 meters squared.
That is incorrect. So time up, it's 22 meters. Meters. We say circumference, not area. The next statement. A telecommunication company charges 20 pesos for calls made for the first 3 minutes and 15 pesos for every other minute afterwards. Araba made a call which lasted for 10 minutes. How much will she pay? Christ the King.
1 CD, 65 pesos.
That is incorrect. Saint Teresa.
1 CD, 95 pesos.
1 CD.
95 pesos.
That is incorrect. Angela.
1 CD, 25 pesos.
1 CD, 25 pesos is correct for 3 points. 3 points. The next statement. Evaluate the following and follow carefully as I read. The numerator, I'm reading the numerator. 0.000. I've mentioned 3 zeros, followed by 72. So 0.00072 times 5, all divided by 0.06 times 0.08. So the denominator is 0.06 times 0.08, leaving your answer in standard form. Christ the King.
3.6 times 10 raised to the power 1.
That is incorrect. Angela.
7.5 times 10 to the power negative 1.
Exactly. The next statement. Yes, 4 points the second attempt. The next statement. Today, Mr. Kumsin is 4 times as old as his son. Today. 20 years from now, the son's age will be half of the father's age. 20 years from now, the son's age will be half of the father's age. What is the man's age today? What is Mr. Kumsin's age today? Exact age. So this is the last problem time will allow. Time up. So that will be 40 years. He's 40 years today. Contestants, so a problem is being given to you. We are going to solve an interesting problem. 2 minutes to solve an interesting problem with math. So this particular problem is something you should keep with you. One day it will become useful to you if you go into medical science. So let's go over together. I'm reading, and the problem should be on the screen for our audience. One important information needed for solving murder crimes is the estimated time of death of the victim. It can help investigators to narrow down to the potential killer. A common approach used by forensic scientists to estimate the time of death of bodies found at a crime scene is a cooling rate method, which estimates that when a person dies, the body cools at a rate of 0.8 degrees Celsius every hour due to an end to blood circulation and metabolism at death. So this is the problem. So that's a preamble. A pathologist among a team of forensic scientists at a crime scene was tasked to estimate the time of death of a victim to help in an investigation. What will be the estimated time of death of the victim if the victim's body was discovered at 11 p.m. in the night? And A, so the A is for Angela, pens down, make only a mental note. A, if he measured the temperature of the corpse or the dead body to be 31.4 degrees Celsius. Then B, Christ the King, if he measured the temperature of the corpse or the dead body to be 32.2 degrees Celsius. And then St. Teresa, C, if he measured the temperature of the corpse to be 30.6 degrees Celsius. Good luck to you all. Start work. So 2 minutes. Make sure your name, the name of the school is on the sheet. But then you give it to the children, and some of them manage to still solve it. The first thing you were supposed to all realize, this was missing and silent in the question.
Hello.
The body temperature of a living person. Our normal body temperature when we are alive is 37 degrees Celsius or 37.5 at most. It shouldn't go beyond +5 or -5, or you'll soon be in heaven if it crosses that. So once you know the normal body temperature, you reason from that. The pathologists always assume, they have evidence to show that the body cools 0.8 degrees the moment a person dies. So the moment a person dies, he starts getting cold because circulation stops, metabolism stops, and the temperature drop has been known scientifically to be 0.8 degrees. Every 1 hour, your temperature will fall by 0.8 degrees. So when they want to know how long it took for this body, if they want to know what time did this person die at a crime scene, what they do is they measure the body temperature. And they'll measure either from the anus. They'll put the thermometer in the anus, or they'll cut the abdomen and put the thermometer on the liver. That will give the best measurement of the body temperature at the time. Then when they get the temperature, they have to deduct it from 37 to know how much heat he has lost. Then they will work 0.8, how many degrees would 0.8, 0.8 making up for that temperature change. So our solution here, we have a formula that we used. We were thinking that students will reason that way, but some way, somehow, this is what we call, they use common sense approach, and then they use deductive reasoning. So 2 schools could not make any headway. They just failed to recognize that the body temperature of a living person is 37. But 1 school managed to recognize that, went on to deduce that the temperature will drop, subtracted it, and worked the 0.8, and got the time to be 4 p.m. exactly. Let's give it up for Angela. 10 out of 10. So keep this problem with you when you are in school. Go over it. This question is a practical thing that is done in forensic science. It's math used in science. Try and keep it with you. Go over the problem when you are alone. So we will take the score at the end of round 2.
It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, look, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall
So at the end of the second round, we'll take the scores of the second round. Let's take the score, our official score. So the math round, Christ the King and Saint Teresa lost 3 points each. Angela gained 19 points. Let's clap for them all. So we are in the last round. Contestants, we have categories of problems to solve. We are ending the Greater Accra Regional Battle Regional BBQ 2021. Who is who? We have problems on STEM riddles, true or false, and then tech bites. Then 1 question on a black scientist. We'll pose them to you. So in the total score, so St. Teresa, you tell us the category we should pick your question for.
Riddles.
Riddles. So St. Teresa has activated riddles. Riddle. Bring yours. Bring yours too. I am a popular term to all schools. I am a popular term in geometric constructions. I am a straight line. In the language of loci, I am described as a locus of points equidistant from Christ the King.
A perpendicular bisector.
That is correct for 3 points. Christ the King, the next category.
Riddles, please.
Riddles. No, they have 3 points. 3. They gave it on the 3rd clue. The next statement. They've chosen riddle. So I am a business term. I am famous and popular among insurance brokers. I am the amount you pay periodically for an insurance contract. Angela.
Premium.
Premium is correct for 3 points. Angela, the next category. The next category.
True or false?
True or false. So Angela, you take your true or false statement. The chemical formula for aluminium chloride is rightly written as AlCl3. True or false?
True.
That is correct for 5 points. Christ the King. The chemical formula for iron 2 oxide is written rightly as Fe2O. True or false?
False.
That is correct for 5 points. Saint Teresa, the chemical formula for copper 2 chloride is CuCl2. True or false?
True.
That is correct for 5 points. Angela, the next category.
True or false?
We continue with the true or false. The next statement. Ductility, your statement. Angela, ductility is the property that makes it possible for a metal to be drawn out of a wire. True or false?
True.
That is correct for 5 points. Christ the King, your statement. Resistivity is the property that makes it possible for electricity to flow through a metal. True or false?
False.
That is correct for 5 points. Saint Teresa, malleability is a property that makes it possible for a metal to be beaten into different shapes. True or false?
True.
That is correct for 5 points. You have exhausted true or false. Angela, the next category. The next category. Angela, we have check bites, we have riddles, and then we have black scientists. So where do we go next?
Riddles.
Riddles. The next riddle. I am a planetary satellite. I'm responsible for high and low tides of the sea. My gravitational... Christ the King.
The moon.
The moon is correct for 4 points. So for 4 points. Christ the King, the next category. We have one riddle and then we have check by. Our time is also running up. We have
riddles.
Riddle. I am an integer. You will get the same number when you add or multiply me by myself. Christ the King.
1.
That is incorrect. When you multiply me with any number, you will get an even number. I am the first even number. Angela. No. Angela.
2.
2 is correct, and with that we end the Greater Accra Regional Brain Battle Quiz final. Let's give it up for them.
And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick up.
will take the scores and hand over to the regional manager and then Reverend Father, and the day will come to an end. For the Greater Accra Regional Championship 2021. So already our reigning champions have been dethroned because they didn't make it to the final. Wow. So in third place, regional final, third place with 24 points is St. Teresa JHS. Let's clap for them. They have done very well. They fought very hard. In second place with 33 points is Christ the King Junior High. Let's clap for them. And I don't know whether this Anchila here is related anyway to the Anchila Upper West. We encountered Anchila Upper West. It's the same school. They are together. Oh, there's a branch, Accra branch. I see. So last year we had the Upper West regional champions coming all the way from a school called Anchila. And in Greater Accra, with 63 points, regional champions 2021, Anchila School. Let's give it up for them. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. We hand over to the and then we end on this.
I have to pick myself up.
And please, my team is very well. So I want the contestant to write. I have to write. We want this contestant to introduce themselves. Are you a boy or a girl? Because as we're going on, the nose mask, face mask is not helping this season at all. Please, what's your name? Because they are in doubt. People were sending me messages, so kindly mention your name. Mention your name so that we are sure.
My name is Ikia Duncan from San.
So you heard it. We have a girl mathematician in the house. Let's clap for her. And today we have 2 girls, 3 girl mathematicians in the final. Let's clap for all the girls. Because always math has been boys, boys, boys. But this round, this contest, we have had 3 girls in the grand finale. And that is impressive for science and math. Let's do it up for our ladies. So, madam, we hand over to you.
I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions.
For the closing remarks, I want to congratulate the winning school, Angela. This is their first appearance, and they have been able to take, or they'll be taking the cup home. In fact, the head mistress, Sister Lucy, Sister Susie, even before this idea of brain band, when we hadn't even decided that we were going to have the quiz, she kept on calling that, manager, when are we going to have the brain battle quiz? This time we want to participate. It means she knew that she had a class of students. That's why. So on this note, I'm grateful to you all, even though the vote of thanks has been given. I know that all of us present here have witnessed something great. we have witnessed something great. And we are thinking that, or praying that God should strengthen us so that next year we'll still have another brain battle.
Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. For the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up. For the champions, stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, 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 stand up. To be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand.
So God our Father, we appreciate your care and protection, your direction and blessing, and the energy and strength that you've given us throughout this day. We want to thank you for our dear little ones. Continue to pray that you open their minds and hearts to appreciate the gifts you have granted them. We pray for their teachers and all their parents, that they will continue to direct them appropriately as they grow to become good citizens of our beloved country and useful to the rest of the world. We thank you for the sponsors of this program. We want to pray that you bless the work of their hands so that they continue to sponsor us. We want to thank you for the gifts of Cocktail Media, that may you continue to endow them with the necessary gifts and skills, and may they find joy in what they do. Lead us safely to our various destinations, and may your name be praised now and forever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. The Lord be with you. May the Almighty God bless and keep you, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.